and say hi.
She's fine.
We're going to say hello real quick.
I hear the baby.
My little girl, Maria.
Oh,
Hello. Yep, it's her feeding time, so we're going to let her say hi before we start.
adorable. So that's the first grandkid.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you ready to go back to Pop Pops? All right, here we go. Say see ya.
So I heard. So did she interrupt something when she was born, Zeb?
Slightly, yes. So we were supposed to perform at Darnell Farms that Saturday, and on the day before on Friday, my wife broke her water, and so we had to rush to the hospital, make sure she was okay. And but we still were able to make it to Darnell Farms to perform.
You did make it.
We did.
I thought I watched that video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you said that she kind of got interrupted. She interrupted.
Yeah, just slightly.
Yeah. I was
She'll
like,
never
oh,
live that one down.
we had all these people we knew, coming from different states, and I thought, what are we going to do? Baby came. We were supposed to be in Texas the day that when she went into labor at Willie Nelson's farm, and a storm had hit, so we could not go, so it worked out well.
Worked out very well.
Because nobody would have been here for her.
Yeah,
We'd have been in Texas.
Yeah, she was supposed to be due the week after. It's like, oh yeah, everything's going to work out, great. And it still did, thankfully, but yeah, it's just a little bit more rushed.
So she was kind of the saving grace, though.
Yes.
It's awesome. So this is awesome. This is I'm so ecstatic about this.
We are.
Because like everyone else on social media, on TikTok, you lay down at night, you start scrolling, kind of shut your brain off, you just start watching videos, and then, my man, you just kept popping up and popping up and popping up. But I couldn't find you anywhere on social media. I couldn't find your name or nothing. Because this was Mom, what was it? It was July.
July of last year, I think.
Yeah. And I figured out, you're part of the J Creek Cloggers.
Yes, sir.
And then, I kept going down through Facebook and everything else. And then I was like, oh, that's his mom. I was like, well, I don't want to be creepy. But gosh, I got to meet this guy. Because this is your dancing, it's just so, it's so positive and just, it's great. It's very influencing and optimistic, and I'm sure you hear that from everybody.
It's from what I've heard, it's all good news. I've always loved to dance. Whenever I was young, my mom taught me the basic dance moves, and I loved it so much. I've been doing it ever since.
So Mom started this,
yes.
Correct?
Yeah, I started. We'll be 14 years old as a team in June.
Wow.
So, being together. But, I grew up dancing in Southwest Virginia, is where I'm originally from, Scott County. And that's where Mother Maybelle Carter was born, with the Carter family, June Carter, who, later on married Johnny Cash. So they had a place up there called the Carter Fold, and wonderful freestyle flat foot buck dancing. Mm-hmm. And I would take the boys. Even when I was pregnant with Zeb, I danced right up until the end with him and his brother both.
So he was dancing before he was born.
Yeah, that's what he tells people. Yeah. In my belly dancing, and he came out dancing.
He came out with boots on.
Yeah, ready to
Been going
dance.
ever since.
And so's the little baby.
Yes.
Because she's been dancing on the team, correct, for a while, your wife?
Yes.
Yeah, going on 5 years, I think.
Yeah, we're celebrating 5 years together in October.
And you went to Nashville to pick her up. Did I get that right?
Close. So my wife was going to UT over in Knoxville, and me and my brother had went to a place called Cotton Eye Joe's over there. I'm not sure if you've ever been there or not.
No, but I think I've heard this in a video or I read it in an article.
Yeah, so I went there to learn some line dance. I knew how to clog, buck dance, flat foot, but line dance was kind of new to me. It was like, and they were thankfully giving some lessons. Like, I'll go over there, we'll have a good time. and she just so happened to be there as well. And we hit it off, and yeah, the rest is history.
That's just this. It's just amazing. Like your whole story, it's just so authentic, so genuine. I mean, I don't know.
It's been unreal. When it happened, it was a little over a year ago now. Over there in Darnell Farms in Bryson City, and Jason Jordan, just a random person from Georgia we didn't know, took a video for TikTok, and he had not had TikTok. I didn't know what TikTok was or Instagram. All I had was Facebook, Twitter, Twatter, whatever that thing's called. I don't even know whatever it's called. I didn't know anything about that. And Jason Jordan did not have TikTok that long either, and they called me in the middle of the night. Well, your sons went viral as well as the dance team. I'm like, who's sick now?
I love this story.
Virus, and so they always tease me about it. And I thought, well, we either run with it, and I create accounts on Instagram, stuff I don't know about, or we just let it die down. So I decided to run with it and bring my niece in, who knows social media, and a friend named Megan Kelly out of Virginia that knows the Twitter or whatever it's called. And we set up accounts and went from there, and Eggs Tyrone blew us up on Instagram.
It's just crazy. So like your latest big thing was the CMAs. So how does that even come about? Does Peyton Manning just slide in your DMs like I did and say, hey?
They actually called me, and I thought it was a joke. Somebody called, and I'm like, well, when I get back to the house, I'll check my calendar. And then they called again, and then I realized it was real. So I started calling them back. So we finally got in touch. I'm like, oh my goodness, because you don't know what scams are. You don't. And I would have never thought the CMAs. I'm like, oh my goodness.
No, whenever they had first reached out, I still work throughout the week on night shift, so my sweet mother here, she takes care of most of the phone calls, thankfully. Because if they try to call me in the morning, either I'm going to be a little, I'd say if they try to call, I'd still be asleep.
Right.
But they had reached out, and we went down the day before, got to meet Peyton Manning, Luke Bryan, some very sweet, down-to-earth people, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's something it's something I'm not going to forget at any time soon.
It was just, I seen it happen on TV, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I reached out in July, and your mother was like, he's got a really busy couple months, but after that it should slow down.
We thought.
It did. We really thought it did. I thought this will go away in a couple of months, and if anything, it's gained momentum.
Right. You thought it'd kind of fizzle out a little bit, but it just keeps.
Well, he's going to be with Brantley Gilbert, the country music artist.
In about 2 weeks.
In about 2 weeks, he gets to. They're having a really quaint. I forget the name of the event. April 22nd at Brimstone in Huntsville, Tennessee. But it's like a quaint gathering, and he gets to open it up at 7:00 when it starts, before Brantley takes the stage.
Wow.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And
did you ever imagine?
No.
I still can't. But like Mom said, whenever all this occurred, I thought it might last a week or two. The coworkers found out. They were giving me chest bumps, high fives, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And here we are over a year later, and it's still going strong. So.
And the whole team, now they're flying good chunks of the team to Florida, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan.
All over.
All over. So the team has, I would say the bookings are 75% the team involved, and 25% people just wanting Zeb maybe to show up for something,
Right.
But yeah, so it's just been unreal. We have minors on the dance team that are just loving it. What a story they're going to tell as they get older.
Well, yeah, because they're so intertwined with social media too,
Right. And they're getting to meet people and see places across the United States. And I will say that it's done my heart well. I'd never flown until last year when Brian Kelly flew us to Daytona. He was part of the Florida Georgia line. He went out on his own, and that was my first plane trip. So but it's done my heart great, because traveling everywhere, the people we've met are awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody, the fans, everything. We didn't know what to expect when we would show up.
You hear on the news, there's there's some great actors, great people out there, but how they are, on a commercial or in a video
Right.
compared to how they are in person is typically two different things. But
We've not found that.
everybody
at all.
we have met so far has been very helpful. They've been very kind, and we've been very blessed. So
Yeah.
it's been a great experience.
It's awesome. So with CMAs, so did Luke Bryan know you were going to hop up and dance? Because he tried to play it off like he was surprised, and he was like, no.
So we had rehearsed the day before of what I was supposed to do. They were supposed to play the Rocky Top song. I was supposed to hop up and do my little thing, so it was rehearsed. But of course, we're big fans of Tennessee, and he is, sadly, it's no offense to him, but he's a Dogs fan. So it was rehearsed, but a lot of people thought it was intentional. It's like, I just can't take it anymore. Stop it.
But
I
it
know.
was rehearsed, and
It was
but
planned.
the people down when they panned the audience's reaction, nobody knew Zeb was taking that stage that was down below.
It was a big
It was just the
surprise.
people.
Oh yeah, it went to like the YouTube video. It goes to like Morgan Wallen,
Yes.
and like everyone was just so like tickled.
And
to
they knew
death
who he was.
to
That's
see
what
him.
was cool, because when he walked out, they had debated on, we brought an orange polo or the turquoise, and I'm like, you know what, the turquoise, everybody's going to know him as soon as he walks out on the stage.
Right.
And I was on the main floor down there towards the back, and they knew exactly who he was. You could hear the crowd, yeah.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, that's the only time he got nervous. He said, they had him hidden back there so nobody would know, and he said he peeked out, and he was like, oh crap, this place is full of people.
It was a full house. And when I peeked my head out, they had the stage area, and they had you had the main stage, and you had people that were actually sitting down at the tables around the stage. You had Alan Jackson, you had the Zach Brown Band, a lot of well-known people. And I was like, well, crap, I hope this goes well.
I hope I don't trip on the stage.
Yeah, and nobody knew he was, because I noticed him. I was filming, and I'm like, why is my kid up in the air? Nobody knew he was going to do a heel click jumping off the stage. I'm like, I hope he lands it,
Yeah, I figured if I tried to ask for permission, they'd probably say no. You could lay on somebody's table, hurt yourself.
Right.
Like, well, I'll just ask for some for
forgiveness.
forgiveness.
Afterwards.
Yeah, worked that well.
That's awesome. That was like, it was amazing seeing you up there because, like I said, I mean, all of my friends, even I'm up in our studio right now. People come through here all the time and record podcasts like back there. But, I'll have like, there's a YouTube video of you that's like 5-minute loop of, I think, Darnell Farms. But I'll have them make them watch it. I'm like, that guy, like, I'm obsessed with this because seriously, and like I think I mentioned it to you in TikTok messages, and then I mentioned it to your mom, like the big mental health aspect. People rely on social media, their phone, different platforms to kind of shut their mind off and go into this little, like metaverse in a way, and then. Just to see your hair, you got to hear that. Like your hair is, you can't cut it. If you cut it, they're not inviting you back to the CMAs.
No, probably not. That's
they're not gonna know who you are.
Now, believe it or not, I've only had long hair for the past 4 years, maybe.
I've seen a picture with short.
So for most of my life, it's always been short, but I've always loved long hair. So there's 1 year, it's like, well, I'll give it a try. And the longest it ever was, it was actually halfway down my back a long, long time ago. And it actually got long enough where I could give it to Wigs for Kids. So chopped it off, donated it, and we're doing it all over again.
Yeah, but it's just all of it, man. You're just happy. You're like this big ray of sunshine. Your hair's going, and you're just dancing. Not a care in the world. And it's just like, man, people need to see that. And now everyone's seeing it. So
They are, and like I said, it's a blessing. if I could meet all the fans that I've ever watched that video, I would. I'd love to give them just a handshake, a big old hug,
Right.
take a picture together, and it's amazing how many people enjoy watching what we've been doing for most of our lives.
Yeah.
We've been together 14 years, but all this happened the past year, and it's just been surreal. It's been amazing, and I hope we do get the chance to meet all the fans that enjoy watching us.
Me too.
Oh, it would be.
You know.
I'm definitely going through the dates on J Creek Cloggers, and I
Well,
know
we'll
I
have a
work on the
website coming
22nd.
out.
So
In
do
about
what?
in about 2 weeks, we'll have our own website, which will have everything contained from social media handles to, the calendar,
Upcoming
videos,
events.
upcoming events. We've got a YouTube channel now
Good
that
deal.
we'll be doing some tutorials on and stuff. So just
Like
all
a good
kinds
hub
of
spot.
good stuff that's coming. Yeah, we're trying to get the website site will have everything contained on one page. That'll make it easier for people if they want to go
Right.
to Instagram, they'll know where to go, or to YouTube, or for merchandise, stuff like that.
And convert it over to an app as well. And
Yep.
then, yeah, I mean, you could do.
So it's but when we had to become an LLC when all this happened, we had to learn about merchandise, lawyers, contracts, so the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's definitely been a process. We've had to learn a lot along the way, but it's been well worth it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So, how much longer do you think you can continue working in the factory?
It's one of those things where I was raised and I love to work. You want
Right.
to provide for your family. You want to provide for your country.
Absolutely.
I've also been at my place ever since I was 19, so going on 10 years. So between the vacation, I get 3 weeks vacation right now, and plus the insurance, which is a big thing, especially
Right,
with
yeah.
a girl now. I plan on working there for as long as I can. I love the company. I love the people. And I'm supposed to give a shout out to my boss man, Joey Riddle, because evidently I don't bring up his name enough. So, hey, Joey.
is he part of, I think I saw Men's Day Wednesday?
He's actually my boss man at work. We call him the Grinch. Okay, he'll walk by. We say he has good days, bad weeks. Sometimes he'll walk by and smile. Other days he'll just scowl at you. But hey, he's a really nice somebody. So, you're welcome, Joey.
I feel like you're trying to either get out of trouble at work or just get some brownie points.
Well, typically I get fired there at least once a week from him. So
You just dance it off right on out the building.
I'll either dance or I'll give him some food on the way there, and it works out pretty well.
So what was Men's Day Wednesday then? It was on a video.
Yeah, so there was a very sweet fan who had wrote us a letter, and it happened to be on a Wednesday. And at work, we always have a saying for all the days of the week. So there's a Fun Day Monday, Blues Day Tuesday, Men's Day Wednesday, Hurt Day, and Hurt Day Thursday. But when the fan wrote that letter, I received it on a Wednesday, so it just kind of went with it. Men's Day Wednesday.
We've got something big coming up. We did a meet and greet last year, a few months after we went viral in Maggie Valley at the Stomping Grounds, just to see, we wanted to meet some of the fans, and we had a big outpouring of fans then, but we were only 3 months viral at that point. So we're going to do it, June 3rd?
Yes, that
June
sounds right.
3rd this year, we're going to have another meet and greet, and we're going to bring in our friends, the Mile High Band, who's a local high-energy rock and roll, 80s rock, and country.
They're very good.
They're very good.
Really?
So we're going to do it June 3rd from 1 to 3 at the Stomping Grounds in Maggie Valley. So it'll be part of us. Well, we'll be performing, and Zeb too, and then the Mile High Band, so we're going to combine it all. So we hope people really come out for that.
Okay.
You too. Yeah, and if you
Yeah,
like,
you know what? So, I paramedic. I've been in public safety for since high school, but so I paramedic every fourth day for 24 hours, and then on all my days off, I play with cameras and microphones and stuff in here. So I'll check my calendar, and if I'm not paramedicing, I would love to come down there.
Oh, come
and
down and you can.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's on a Saturday.
And if you don't mind, I will bring cameras.
Oh, go
and
right ahead.
we'd
That's
love that.
fine.
do some video, do some photos.
Yeah.
I'll be your little media guy for the day.
Oh yeah,
you know, that'd
it's going to
fun.
be fun.
We'll take it. Thank you.
That way,
Yeah.
people, it's sort of a place. We'll open the doors early to where they can talk to us. The performances will happen from 1 to 3, and then afterwards we hang around a little bit where people can take pictures and just get to know us. We like to interact with people.
And that's why that is like why you're still going up because you're still so humble and genuine, and you care about the people that are reaching out to you.
Of course.
And that just goes like so far, you know.
For us, we love to dance. We love to get on the stage and just bring joy and smiles and just share what we love to do. But we also do some line dancing. So we actually get the audience up on the stage with us, and sometimes they know it, they've heard it before. It might be a first time, but for us, it's one thing to watch somebody enjoy themselves, but if they can actually be a part of the show, it just seems to bring it home a lot better.
It
Well, I
does.
tell you what, you kind of got me at line dancing because
You like line dancing?
it's been years ago, but where I'm at in Richmond, Indiana, we're downtown Richmond, just northeast of here in Ohio, there's a country bar out in the road outside of town called the Triangle. And growing up, you can go in there when you were 15. You just got like a different hand stamp.
Yes.
But it was country all night long, and we did like the barn dance, the renegade, sweetheart schottish, and then line dancing all night. But I could probably brush it back up a little bit.
You still got it.
Yeah.
I think I remember doing the Cotton Eye Joe, and there's a handful of them.
Cupid shuffle.
Yeah.
Cha-cha slide.
Yeah. I might have to get some new boots for this.
There you go. We're gonna
Get
actually-
them now and break them in before the event.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to be in Illinois, I know, coming up.
Really?
Yeah, July 25th for the Lucky Horseshoes minor league baseball game. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll be there, and then
Wow.
we're in Michigan, I think, at the Eastern Market sometime
Okay.
in July.
I think it's July.
July, yeah. I get my dates all mixed up. Yeah, in Kansas, it's just everywhere.
Wow. Will you be flying to Illinois and Michigan?
Yeah, we'll be
Yes.
flying, and then we'll be in
Wow.
Iowa also.
Okay.
Clive, I think Iowa. Yeah.
It's somewhere up north. That's all I know.
Or north and into the west. I
Yeah.
guess.
Above us, that's all I know.
Yeah, it's above. Yeah.
You'll have to send me those dates, and then I'll
Yeah.
check it out. Because
Yeah.
anywhere you're at, I'm in Indiana. That's not far, and
That's
I can.
not far at all.
No, not at all. I had it on the calendar to come down there for one of your events last fall, but we couldn't make it down there.
We've got
Yeah, that's
we've
not-
got a bunch coming up. We took April off. That's why we've not been doing a whole lot because of the baby. But we start back, I think, May the 5th. And I forget what it is right off. Oh, Silverado's in Black Mountain. Yeah. And then we're in Pigeon Forge and Townsend, Tennessee, and then it just keeps going for
Wow.
most of the year.
Yeah, but you were asking about my work. I'll actually be taking some FMLA from mid-May to about the first week of August. So I'll be taking off about 3 months roughly. I talked to my HR because, first-time dad, I wasn't sure how much time we were allowed.
Right.
He said 12 weeks. I was like, well, that'd be a great time to spend time with my wife and family, and at the same time do a little bit of dancing. So it's a win-win.
That's awesome, and the baby's gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
Same here.
She looked like her mom a lot, but when I looked at her just a little bit ago, she looks a whole lot like Zeb now. So she's sort of going back and forth between looking like-
Transitioning.
Yeah, she
Hey, I
is.
was hoping she get her mom's good looks, but bless her, she might have mine.
And your dance moves. Mom's good looks and your dance moves.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But we're what I tell people when we go around, when I started the team, I homeschooled both of my boys.
Okay.
So I got it. I wanted to create the team. I love dancing anyway. But here in Haywood County, they had a group of cloggers back in like 1939, the Soco Gap cloggers that went to dance for FDR in the White House.
Oh,
They were
wow.
asked to come. He got the King and Queen of England. They were going to Canada, and he wanted to stop to talk to them about Germany and what was going on with Germany at the time. And that's the only time they've ever visited. And the clogging team came from this county and got to dance in the White House. Yeah. So we're trying to keep that. And they were a freestyle dance team, which means their footwork, they were in beat, but their footwork was all different between buck dance, flat footing, whatever. But they were all in rhythm. And that's what we're trying to continue to do. Plus, we're adding different steps into and making it fun. Young people love it. They can get out there, and we've introduced them to the Charleston and some type of like shuffling.
Sea walking.
Yeah, hillbilly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I think you said, I watched one of your videos. You said you add sea walk to the.
Well, that's what they named it.
traditional.
I didn't even know what a sea walk was.
I didn't
They
either, which is
started
sad.
giving him that title, and I was like, "Well, what is that?"
No, my mom taught me the basic footwork when I was younger, and then from there you just kind of watch others, and if there's a move you like, well, I'll ask them, see if they can teach me how they do that.
Right.
Then there's sometimes, you'll just be thinking like, well, what if I try this move, and you make it up, and if you like it, you keep it. But somebody said it looks very similar to crip walking, which I had heard before, but I wasn't really sure what that was. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it is. It's very
That's
similar.
similar, yeah.
Wow.
So it's funny how all these moves get combined. And I tell my team, I'm like, everybody has their own dance and
As they should.
personality, and that's what I tell them. Whatever you want to do, as long as you're in rhythm, And so we're a freestyle dance team, and it's fun to watch the young people.
Oh, I
Go out
bet.
there. Yeah, because without them, this would die off. We're considered
Right.
Americana now in what we do. So, yeah.
Passing on the torch.
Yep, somebody's got to do it.
So do you still practice in the garage? Is that where the team still
course.
meets? Or?
Yeah, when we're able, and we'll have a practice this month. Yeah, and we get together. We love to eat. We're from all different backgrounds of life, but I say we eat like Baptists. So I tell
sure
everybody we eat a lot. We love
Who
to
cooks? Who makes
Everybody.
the food?
Everybody.
Okay.
We're all Southern cooks. We have one guy that's with us now who went to Louisiana and got gator meat. So he's going to fry up
That's good
some
eating.
gator meat, and we're going to throw some Southern stuff with it and just have a big cookout.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
I bet you're experiencing all sorts of foods now, traveling.
We are.
We are, and one of the best places I've actually eaten at, which actually surprises me. Now I love Mom's cooking. I love my wife's cooking. Of course, I got to say that right.
You're not gonna say anything different right now, Zeb.
Some of the best food I've ever had was actually out west. Me and my wife actually went to Seattle, and
Okay.
I'm not typically big fans of big cities. I was just raised in the woods, country life. But man, oh man, that seafood out there, crab, lobster being right next to the water. They had sloppy joes, and everything I ate there was amazing. I definitely go back in a heartbeat.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
But you just go burn the calories right off anyway, so.
Yeah, so I love to dance, but I love food more. So the food typically sticks around a little bit more than it should.
Yeah, we're all, yeah. When we're done dancing, it's like, where are we going to go eat? We're always hungry. So now I'm starting to tell people that hire us, look, you got to give us a meal as soon as we come off the dance
Or some
floor.
snacks or
Yeah,
something.
something.
Get my sugar back up.
Oh yeah. Because we at Darnell Farms we put on a 2-hour show, and that's us running the show. I'm up there usually the majority of the time talking, plus coming off the floor dancing. So, and we like to educate people on the history and get them involved in everything. Because we love, like I said, we love people, and we have usually good participation. They'll jump right in wanting to learn.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't even tried any of your moves yet.
Well, if you come June 3rd, you'll have to.
I'm going to wait till I'm next to the expert himself
Yeah.
before I roll an ankle.
And there's something I was looking back in videos when I was younger, and I've did the ankle rock and all that way back in the day. And I don't know. To me, it's not that hard, but I could see where you could sprain an ankle easy if you
I
lean
bet.
too much. If you put too much weight on one side or the other, you could break your ankle. You know,
So isn't that the big secret? Is like you
It's your
gotta
core.
shift your weight real fast to the leg.
yeah, and it's holding your stomach. It's a lot of core. You know, holding it in, holding your stomach in good, and just having bent knees is a lot of it. You can't do it with stiff legs.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to learn to relax. You know, just like anything else. If you're playing the guitar, singing, if you're very tense, you'll definitely make more mistakes that way.
Yeah.
But if you just enjoy what you're doing, and if you do or if you do make a mistake,
doesn't matter.
it happens. You just go with
I
it.
laugh about it. I mean, I've fallen down. I've had my
I have too.
petty pants fall off. I've, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, what do I do now?
Just strike a pose.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know. So we just get up. My husband, he's asleep over here now on the couch. But,
Are we that boring?
fall down. Yeah, he actually leads all the square dances most of the time. So he's been dancing since he was 5 years old and got to go to England and actually dance for the Queen when I think he was 18.
Wow.
Way back in the day. He's 65 now, so yeah. So
Shouldn't tell my age.
I'm telling your age, yeah.
Oh, you woke him up.
Yeah, he's awake.
He heard his name. He heard.
That's right. Yeah. He's tuned into that. When he hears me say his name, he's like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Right. What'd I forget to do?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know. I love you guys. Like, I've
Love you
watched
too.
your videos over and over and over, and it's funny, all the different songs people keep dubbing over it.
It is. I think that's the most fun part because everybody's like, "You were dancing to I'm a Thug by Trick Daddy." I said, "No, we had banjo and fiddle music."
You're like, I'm a what? By who?
I was like, wait a minute, that was back in the 80s. Yeah. But it's really cool because all these songs, it works. It's like whatever song you put with it, it sort of works, you know.
That's funny because I think on TikTok, a young lady sent you a dance and it was like really impressive and wanted you to reenact it. And you did. And you're like, that was my best version, but man, it was like right on point.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So it's, yeah.
Yeah, I love my style of dance and my dance moves, but it's also fun to try something different. There's several videos I haven't attempted yet, but they'll tag me as like, "Hey, could you try this?" And there's some out there that's like, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." And there's others like, "Good gracious, if I try that once, I may."
You'll be on FMLA for a while.
Exactly. But yeah, it's fun just to see people. You know, I may not be as good as that person, but it's still fun to at least try and make a good effort.
Yeah.
If nothing else,
absolutely.
if nothing else, it gives me a good laugh at myself.
You know, and
I mean, and that's why people love you because you're that way. It's not.
well, and we've got to work with several Brandon Bing, Nitty Gritty Greg Roberts, Big Smo, Ryan Charles. So we've been in several videos after we went viral, and on the Big Smo one and Greg Roberts, "Clap Your Hands" is the name of it. We actually came up with the choreography for that line dance.
Okay.
That's part of that song now. So we're dipping our toes into that arena, doing line dances, you know, for videos, and we've just had the best time.
We really have.
Yeah, we
And that's
have.
what it's about. Is just loving what you're doing. You
And
know?
I tell him, you know, Zeb, he plays the guitar as well as my husband, so he also does that and can sing some, and my husband sings. So we're going to start adding that into some of the shows, letting them bring out their guitar and play a little
There you
too.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. You'll be on the CMAs next year performing with the guitar.
If they do, I hope they provide everybody with some earplugs.
No.
Come on, man. I've watched your videos of you playing. You're good.
Yeah, I'm definitely a lot better with my feet than I am with my hands, but it's still fun. I enjoy
Hey,
it.
Yeah.
it's all about comfort zone and getting out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's what it is. Gosh, I don't know. I can't thank you guys enough for real, because you know, I mean, I know me and Mom, we talked a couple days ago on the phone, and you know, I was telling her, you know, that I've been through some dark times, and just being able to grab my phone, then I see you dancing and hear all the different versions of music. Like, it's a game changer. Like, it just kind of, it's kind of like, people wave at, you wave at everybody because you don't know who's like really freaking struggling, and all they might have needed that day to just even stay alive is just somebody to wave at them, say hi, check on them.
Well,
So it's, and that's what you're teaching people is like, you don't have to really go out of your way to help people.
No, it's I was always raised from my mom and dad. Treat others as you'd like to be Gracie Steph, I got
Treated.
that treated.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so sometimes all it takes is just to wave at somebody, just share a smile, and of course, we always have our good and bad days as well. Sometimes after a long week of work, you're just not in a good mood. But
Right.
at least for me, whenever I get on the dance floor and just cut up and have a good time, all of that just goes to the back of my mind, and I just enjoy myself.
Well, that and we're post COVID now, and human touch is a lot too. And when people come out on the
Oh
floor,
my gosh, yes.
that we hold hands and we do our circle of friendship and fellowship, and we teach them these moves, and people love it. Just the contact, the smile, the talking to people and taking the time. A hug. We're huggers. We hug everybody, and
same.
people have been very open to that. We don't have anybody that shies away from that. They
Especially after COVID, when you went
Yes.
so long with,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't even fist bump and during COVID.
Right, yeah. So people love that, and we encourage. We had a couple of events. They were like, "Well, we'll put up something where people can't get up to you." I'm like, "No, we
we
want
love
people
that.
to come up to us. Don't put up barricades around the floor.
Right.
We want them to come up. That's part of what we do. So, and we hope we can always do that.
Well, and like, so I was up until probably about right at the time you went viral. I was at a fire department here as a paramedic firefighter, and then things just got dark, and COVID. We're like towards the end of COVID, and you get to the point where it's like, as a paramedic, as a person on my day off, you get to the point where it's like, I'm probably just going to take the risk and hug somebody today.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, that isolation.
Oh,
and
it's
rough.
the mental health, the suicide rates, the suicidal ideation, depression, all that stuff with people across the world. It just goes up so high to the point where it's a higher risk than getting COVID.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think I shared a story on the phone with you. We had somebody, I think it was from California, that reached out to me through Instagram direct message. And it was a young gentleman who really was on the verge of suicide. And I happened to see the comments come through, or it was a direct message. And I answered him back, and he said that he was watching our videos and that he saw, we were smiling, having fun, out doing our thing. And he said that he knew there was still good in the world, and laughter and fun. And he ended up not committing suicide. So that was huge. I said, if this has all been for one thing and it was that one thing, then it was well worth it.
Well, and this is why I'm not live streaming this right now and everything else, because I wanted to talk personal stuff, because I feel like, you've done a lot more for me than you can imagine, because I've kind of been down that route. And a couple years ago, I got hit with the PTSD, anxiety, all the labels, put off work, had to go to therapy, ended up I just quit work altogether and played with cameras, went to therapy, but then I kind of got into drinking a whole lot more. And, because in public safety, in that industry, cops, firemen, policemen, or EMTs, paramedics, alcohol is huge. And it's sad, but that's like the quick coping mechanism, And so I went down that path, and once you're numbing it, because you have a bad week, you dance, you smile, you de-stress. Well, a lot of us, we drink and socialize and drink to socialize because it takes your anxiety down, but then it's actually messing everything up. Then you go down that path of instant gratification and you hurt people, you say things you don't mean. It's just a whole whirlwind. But so it is very refreshing to like just get on social media, see you guys dancing, and then realize like, man, they're extremely happy. They're not sloppy drunk. They're not out making bad decisions on Friday nights. So it's just it's very inspiring. So since then I started paramedicing again over on the other side of Indianapolis every fourth day, and got my mojo back with that. And a lot of the problems here were like I was taking care of people I knew really well. I was seeing holes in people's heads that I knew. I was,
Yeah, that's hard.
or I was Narcaning people I knew, family, stuff like that. So, yada yada. I just didn't cope with it right. I didn't deal with it well, and I went down took the bad road instead of going straight to therapy and more exercise. And because we can always say like, do this, this, and this, and you'll be healthy and everything. But when you're in that position, you're in denial, or or you're just accepting it for what it is and not doing it right. But since then, yeah. So I started paramedicing again because I love that. I love meeting somebody on their worst day and telling them my best joke.
Getting them to smile.
Yeah. You go to start an IV and you're like, I'm like, I watched this on YouTube one time. I think I can do it. But
You're like,
in reality, I've been doing it since 2005. So,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
or like we got a new cot system. I don't know if you've seen the back of it. Hopefully, you've never had to ride in the back of an ambulance.
So far, no.
Good, but like the cot, it used to all be manual, and some of them are where you got to actually hold it up to pull it out and everything else. But now it's like a slide track system.
Oh, wow.
So you can, and it's electric. So I'll pull on it, and then I'll just be like, oh. They think they're going to fall. But in reality, it just slowly slides. I mean, I probably know where I'm going in the afterlife, but.
That's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. But you
So,
can smile,
yeah.
And that's what it's all about. That's what I tell him. We just smile, and we have about 25 on the dance team, and some of them have been with me for the 14 years. Oh, he's popping his neck again.
I heard that.
And some of them have been with me for the whole 14 years. We've had one little girl. We've had her since she was 2, and we've had her 10 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just proud of our young people for putting the electronics down and coming out.
Right.
And
finding their coping mechanism before they have something to cope
right.
with.
Yeah, and learning how to socialize. Because a lot of people they're so hooked on electronics, they don't know how to socialize in person. They don't know how to do, and it's nice that they put it down because they're learning social skills and all kinds of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
It's been a.
You were talking about mental health. Something for me, which is a surprise to most people. I'm a very happy-go-lucky person, but I've always been high-strung for most of my life. There's some days I can talk just fine, others not so much. I tell most people I talk a lot better with my feet than I do with my mouth, and we just do the best from there. But yeah, even on good days, like you said, it's nice to have something to cope with, whether it's taking a walk outside or doing, just go. Some people love to go to work just to get their mind off of everything.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, for me, it's playing the guitar, dancing, and definitely trying to be more social. I try my best to, talk, and in about 2 weeks, I'm the opening act for Brantley Gilbert, and
Yeah.
I'm very excited, but at the same time, very nervous because, like I said, I enjoy dancing and I enjoy talking, but sometimes the talking doesn't go as planned. So, yeah,
Right.
so we'll just see what happens. But you just push forward, try your best, and that's all you can do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, you have to think about what's healthy for you. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I was so tomorrow is like 14 days off alcohol for me.
Oh,
and,
congratulations.
Well, thanks, but it's not. I went longer before, but I'm done. And it's funny how things happen because I'm a firm believer in karma. So I feel like when you start making not the greatest decisions, not the greatest things happen. But like yesterday, or what day did we talk? Thursday, I think, on the
think.
phone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So Thursday, it was just funny because with the business and everything else, as soon as I start acting right, get my stuff together, don't drink, really cool things start happening. So like an hour before I got to talk to you, one of my clients owns a lot of a franchise of gyms, and calls me. He's like, "Hey, can you make a video?" 'Cause, I mean, I do a ton of videography, but for all kinds of random projects. And he said, "I have a gym in Connecticut that I need some video done." He said, "If I fly with you, fly there, get your hotel room, and how much will it cost?" Yada. And I told him, and next thing you know, I got email reservations for first class to Connecticut.
Oh,
And
wow.
just random stuff. I'm like, okay. So
That's
here
cool.
we go. And then I get to talk to you, and it was like all in one day. Like all these really cool things happen. So
That's cool. Well, we'll be,
That's like-
you talked about Connecticut. We get to go to Rhode Island, I think, this year in
Sometime
September.
this
Never
year.
been that far up north myself. But they say
Okay.
Rhode Island is really pretty and it'll be in September, so I'm hoping the
Fall
leaves will.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited about getting that far up north.
we're going
Love to go
to
to
Hartford,
Connecticut.
I believe.
At Hartford. Yeah, and I can't.
Yeah.
It's the Musquequick or so. I can't say it. It's some festival. It starts with an M. It's got a long name.
I would say if you can, I definitely
cannot
can.
say that name, but it's a festival in September up there that we're supposed to be going to. So I'm excited about that.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and we're getting to see the United States. You know, that's what's nice.
Yeah, and
Get
you're
to see all these
you're
states.
not having to pay to go on vacation.
Right, and that's
Which is nice.
yeah, which is nice, and we get to meet different groups of
Yeah.
people and teach them dance. And a lot of people have never heard of square dance, flatfoot clogging, nothing, and now they do, and not only here but across the world. We have a huge following in France and Switzerland and all these other places now.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's just unbelievable.
yeah, so we're excited about that.
We really are.
That's unbelievable. I've talked to people. They ask me like about my vacations. And, everyone. I feel like everyone. You're expected to go on like 3 vacations a year or something to Florida
good to
or
me.
whatnot.
Yeah,
I've never done that. I've
we've only
never
went
done that
One, typically.
yeah.
once.
One
Yeah, I mean-
a year,
Yeah.
And now it's like we get vacations 2 and 3 times a
More
month
often.
now, going to different states.
And it's already funded. That's
And it is.
that's what I tell people as like an entrepreneur. I'm like, I'm not going on vacation unless I'm getting paid to go on vacation. And
Yeah.
it's a write-off.
Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah. There's just been so much we had to learn, and I was drowning there for a long time, keeping my head above water. But I think I'm in a good, because I do all the bookings. I talk to people. I'm the first person they talk to. Want to make sure that with the dates open and all that before we go any farther with stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier if one person's involved in the beginning, and then we can, if it's a go, then I have other people they talk to after that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet you get some crazy requests.
Yeah, there was.
Yep. He's got a good one to tell
Yeah,
you.
there was one. It was sometime last year. A person reached out and asked if I could draw something for them. They said they wanted to relate to something that I like to do. There was a game called Crash Bandicoot, It was on the PS1 way back in the day, and there was a little. It was a plank of wood with four feathers on its head, and it was called a coo. And ever since I was a kid, I just loved that little character. Yeah. So I drew it as best I could, and I sent it to him. He said, "It looks great. I'm going to get this tattooed on my leg." It turns out the guy was reaching out to other people that he liked, and he had a section on his leg, and it didn't matter what you drew. That's what he was going to get tattooed. I was like, well, bless his heart, I am not a good artiste by any stretch of the means, so I hope the guy doing the tattoo is a lot better than I was. But I mean, it was just amazing.
Wow.
It was just crazy. Like, okay.
So did he send you a picture of a tattoo?
Not yet, but I would love to see what it looks like.
It's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, and we've gotten fans have sent us all kinds of cool T-shirts or beverages or whatever. We never know what's coming in the mail. I've had some odd stuff come, but
Yeah, I've actually got something. I'll be right back.
Oh, have you got something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Come here, Terry. Let me show you. I'm gonna let my husband he does all the square dance calling for the dance team, but this
How
is
you
my
doing?
husband, Terry Woody.
Hi.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
So
I'm doing good.
when you see all of our routines that we do, he's the one that's usually calling out what we're supposed to do as we go through each routine. And
Okay.
everybody listens, so it's like an auctioneer calling out stuff. So, but this is Zeb's stepdad.
Okay, very cool. I've seen him him all over the Facebook and
Yeah, he
whatnot.
likes to get out and twist a little when he dances, and
Take the spotlight off Zeb.
He does. Oh, what is that?
We've had a lot of fun.
I'll
Good
let Zeb
deal.
get back in here.
Yeah, I'll try to get all on camera.
Okay.
So we actually got this in the mail today. There was a fan who reached out to say if they could send us something. So I gave them the address, and it's a little blanket for our little baby.
So he got a
Aw.
piece in the mail. That was sweet. Yeah.
That's
It's
sweet.
actually handmade as well. So
Yep.
That's
That's
very
beautiful.
cute.
They sewed it. Yeah, that was pretty. So we're always getting all kinds of
Just
stuff.
nice little
nice
gifts.
stuff. Yeah. So it's been.
Well, I mean, you changed, the world, the lives of many,
Well, it's been fun to see the whole dance team. When all this happened, like Zeb said, without a team, he's nothing. He's got the whole dance team, and he wants it about the team. And
of course,
he happened to be the one that
Absolutely.
went viral. But it's a group effort, and so far we've stuck together and we're having fun.
I love it.
it's a lot more fun to work as a team than just by yourself.
Oh, I bet. I mean, because I like that very first video that went viral. I could see it like in your face, in your body language. You feed off each other, like the energy.
We do.
If
We
you were by
had-
yourself the whole time, you probably would not be as enjoyable.
No, and it's funny because when we're out there dancing, we know the crowd's out there, but we forget too because we all like to pick on each other as we dance. And I know my husband had done something one day just to tick me off, and I forgot we were live in front of a crowd, and I hauled off and hit him. I was like, "You need to quit." I'm like, "Oh crap, we're in a live event." Or the time that Zeb, and he's going to kill me for telling, passes gas. As we're having to do circle ups, so we're all having to go around going, I was like, don't hold your nose. We're in a live performance.
If we're going to a place, there's back in the day we used to compete in competitions, and we're all a little tense, been trying to work hard, and I would intentionally eat beans the day beforehand. We'd be tense doing our little routine. All of a sudden, let one slide, and we'd crack up. They'd give me dirty looks, but after that, we were fine. And boy, I felt better.
Yeah, no one Googles blue shirt, brown pants guy.
No. So we're all the time. We have one guy on the team. If you barely touch him, James will just jump off the floor. So I wait till he's out there dancing, and I've learned to duck because he'll come around and hit you, and I'll poke him, and he just flies. And people get tickled at it. He's out there shaking his fist at me.
You gotta wear a helmet.
That's right. Yeah. But we love to have fun with each other. And that's what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're just ourselves. I'm like, people can take us or leave us, but we are who we are, and we've not changed any.
Yeah, and whether if any of this had happened in the first place or not, we still be doing the exact same.
If this ends tomorrow, we'll
absolutely.
still be dancing. So
Yeah.
we're gonna ride it as long as it'll go, and
It might as well.
we've all stayed humble. And I told him, I said, do not let this go to your head. I said, I'll beat you.
I don't like the fact that you're still, working in the factory and everything. That's just like, that's awesome work ethic, and it's admirable because, most people would be like, as soon as they saw a few grand come in a month, they'll be like, out.
Yeah, and the whole team works still. Nobody. I'm in the medical field myself, and my husband's a roofer. So everybody's still doing what they did. We have some people. Well, my husband's actually retired roofing, but they're still doing what they were doing. Kids in school, teachers,
truck
vets.
drivers.
Yeah.
What is it you do in the medical field? If you
I'm
don't
a
mind
medical
asking?
scribe. So I've been in a medical assistant, a medical transcriptionist, medical scribe. So I've worked in office, and now I work out of my home. So for doctors, yeah. So, and I love it. But I agree with you, with COVID and stuff, I saw a lot of things myself, as far as reading things, and it was sad,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
some countries are even, they're still sort of locked down pretty tight, because I've had people from other countries type me and say, we look forward to seeing what you all are doing because we still are restricted. So, some of them can't really get out, and they said their bright part of the day is seeing what we're doing this time. What outfits we're wearing and what good stuff we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like when I went off on my hiatus for a year before I went back in January as a medic, when I left, they were wanting you to wear gowns and spacesuits and all that crap. And then now, I'll go into a hospital, take a patient in. They don't have to wear masks, and they don't have to, and people are just smiling, and like, you would think someone told them they can wear shorts every day to work. You know what I mean?
They were just happy to be able. I know when the airlines, when was it when we flew to, was it Utah? Wherever we were flying to, they had got rid of the mask requirements. It was somewhere. And the airline people were telling it, they were happy. The stewardess, they were happy. They were just like, you don't have to wear the mask now. Because everybody was over the mask, They want to see people when, talk. Yeah.
Oh, it's just wild. I mean, it's one of those things, like, we take so much for granted. So until you don't have it, you just not wear masks, not go give hugs. Until you experience that, you don't really enjoy it as much. You don't really realize, like, it's a blessing to be able to do that stuff.
Same thing with, like, if the electricity goes out, you don't realize how much you depend on, even though it's out, you're still flipping that light like, oh my goodness, it's it. But, a lot of times we do take things for granted. So, and we don't want to take nothing for granted what we're going through now, and I'm just thankful for my whole dance team. We're a family unit, and just really sticking out there with me, because in the beginning I was just overwhelmed for at least, I guess, all of last year trying to keep up with everything. And
kudos for you, like, reaching out to people, to experts, and getting what you need in place to keep rising, and then learning more.
Yeah, and that's, because I'll be what will I be? 56 this year. I had to remember, so
You're still young.
I knew some technology, Facebook, and I do computer, with my medical work, but all this other stuff was just foreign to me.
TikTok, Twitter.
And I understand enough of it now to be dangerous. I have people helping me, but but it was overwhelming. It really was. There's so much out there that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And it can be good stuff. We've had some odd stuff pop up on our feeds, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they do this. It's like, okay, delete.
Surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That like I mean, and the more fame you get, the more you're gonna get of that.
Yeah, just it's hilarious. Like okay, whatever.
It cracks me up because you went live on TikTok, Zeb, the other night, and I
Yeah.
was watching, and you went live with some lady, I think from China or Japan or something.
Yes.
And that just like I was like, this is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because
And
you were talking to her and she was just like, that was cool. You said that was like the first time you've done that.
it was the very first time. Like I said, I love to talk with people, but when it's face to face, that's one thing. But when you have to actually accept who's asking to be, that's trying to invite themselves on, you never know what you're going to see on the other end. So I took a chance that one time, and it was, I had no idea what to ask her, never done it before, but I'm hoping on the next live the idea I have, typically I'll just dance for a little bit, then I'll look at the comments. I'm hoping to go live and actually ask people to join to show me their favorite moves, like to dance to.
Okay.
That way I can show them mine, they can show me theirs, and I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would, especially when it's from like other nations,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
different music and.
we're hoping to go eventually and visit different countries, maybe.
That'd be a lot of fun.
So we're looking into that because they've
It's
asked
going to
us.
happen. It's
Yeah.
just a
We
matter
hope
of
so.
time.
And we're big on our veterans and special needs. That's the two that we've always supported as a dance team. Love my vets, So we're thinking
Elders.
about doing, yeah. And we were just in Cherokee, North Carolina, and we did the big Rainbow and Ramps Festival with the elders out there, the Cherokee.
Okay.
Indians. Yeah.
Good evening.
And yeah, they're amazing people. They have their own traditional footwork that they do too, and there is a little bit of resemblance in some of the moves
Yes.
that they do with our Appalachian dance. Yeah, we've actually circled up with them and done their dance, and they've danced with us, so it's been really fun.
That's just
Yeah,
that's wild.
combined
That's
in
just wild.
cultures. Yeah, yeah,
It's what we're all about.
yep.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm still like fan moment over here, like, oh my gosh, it's Zeb, come on. But
Oh, you're perfectly fine.
I just, I can't, I don't know, I can't thank you enough, for doing what
You're
you're
very
doing,
welcome.
You're welcome.
being who you are, because it goes further than you guys know, further than I know. I mean, it's crazy.
I think it was in the words of Mr.
Rogers.
Rogers. He said once said, the best thing that you can ever give the world is your honest to goodness self. And if people can't accept you for you, just move on, I guess. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we are who we are, and my dance team's made up of some of the most fun-loving
Oh, they're great
people. People from all walks. That's the beauty of it. We come from all political, religious backgrounds, all that. When I started the team, I said, leave that all at home. We're coming together for fellowship to keep this dance alive, and we've done it. The rest of the stuff, it doesn't matter. I respect everybody, but I said we're here, for a
As a
common
team.
goal of togetherness.
Yeah.
And it's worked. We've made it work, and I hope it continues that way.
Well, you have good hearts and common interest, and I feel like just with that, you can set all whatever differences aside
Right.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
thrive on what you do have in common, and
Yeah. Yep.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, hopefully, I can make it down there and see if we can do a little line dancing.
Oh yeah,
Will do.
yeah, yeah. Come on down, and just like I said, once the website gets up, we'll promote it, and it'll have all the dates listed for the whole year. We just put out a little bit at a time right now, but the website will have the whole thing, even with the buttons. If there has to be a ticket, and a lot of things are free events too, so
Right.
it'll have all that.
Very cool. Well, if you ever need anything like video, I'm sure you get like 1 million people reaching out to you. That's because you're you are sick. You're viral. You're sick because you're contagious. You're so contagious. But I'm sure like you get this all the time. But Yeah, I would create content all day.
Oh yeah, well we may definitely take you up on that
Yeah.
because
Oh, absolutely.
we're trying to get. We can only do so much ourselves, but there's sometimes we would like to have a nice decent video of the team made just to having fun and made into different reels or whatever. So yeah, so
Well, I mean, you can sift through my videos online, and well, Global Media Enterprise is my company name, so a lot of them is under that. But I do like I can't stick to doing one style of video. I like doing interviews for like healthcare marketing, but then I like doing exercise classes that are quick and flashy. And
Yeah.
so that'd be something like with your dancing, tight shots, good music,
right, yeah,
smiling faces, and
yep,
so I like to do all that stuff.
yep.
And that was my big coping mechanism was photography, and it started with a drone. So I started just playing with a drone when I was in paramedic school. I'd take a break from my clinical, go fly the drone over Indianapolis, take pictures of Indianapolis,
Oh, cool.
and then go back to my clinical. But that's how I got into photography and videography, and then it just kept going,
Yep.
kept going.
If you enjoy it, do it.
Exactly.
Yep, absolutely. And the people you meet.
Yep.
Like if if I didn't go down that rabbit hole, would I be here talking to you right now? It's if you start thinking about, if you start connecting the dots, it's just like, wow.
We thought the same thing. I was like, do we try this viral thing? Do I stop it? Do I let it go? Will it hurt the team in some way? Will it, because my team's not a dollar sign. My son's not a dollar sign.
Absolutely.
And as things come to us, we look at it and say, well, is this
Just talk
something
about
that
it.
we want to do? Is it fall in line with what we are about? And so we make those decisions on every single thing that comes up to make sure, because we don't want it to change us. We just are who we are. And you see so many things out there where people do change, and I don't want that to happen.
Oh, you guys, I mean, I would say keep your feet on the ground, but you don't get your dance
Yeah,
on the ground. But you do see that with popularity because a lot of famous people get into that rut, not really rut, but that, all the shiny stuff's here. So it's really easy to go down that path
Yeah.
of following the shiny stuff and
Yeah.
forgetting how you started.
Right. And we
you-
started.
I can
Yeah.
definitely tell you're not. I can definitely tell. Like you said, if it all ended tomorrow, we'd still be in the garage
Yeah,
dancing.
we danced. Well, we started out with 6, 8 people 14 years
Maybe.
ago. My husband and I funded the team probably for the first 8 years, and we just kept it going for the love of dance. My people take off work to come dance, anything I ask of them. And so it was from the ground up, and it was hard work. And I think we know where we came from, and we have that just instilled in us. And I think it's not going to change us whatsoever. We're going to be who we are, and we worked for it really hard. And just spreading the love and joy. That's really what we want to do. My husband's always said if he could put a smile on somebody's face, then he's done his job. Yeah.
Well, all of you definitely have. All of you definitely have.
Well,
But-
thanks.
Well, I definitely appreciate this.
Oh, you're welcome.
This was like on the bucket list, and then, Zeb, you got on TikTok, so I'm like, well, I talked to Mom last year, but I didn't want to bug you because she was like, oh, it'll slow down, so maybe you'll have time. And then it just like, woo!
Yeah, and now we've got, we took April off, like I said, so and except for Zeb, he will be in a couple of weeks there opening up for Brentley Gilbert at that, or Brantley Gilbert. I always say the name wrong. Yeah, and we've got
BG.
stuff out. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Everybody just calls him BG.
Yeah.
Works for
So
me.
it's exciting. We're going to actually be on vacation in Pigeon Forge, my whole dance team, relaxing. But he's going to go down there and do that in Tennessee.
It should be a
Huntsville.
good time.
Yeah.
Just hopefully meet a lot of people, meet some fans, dance, smile, repeat.
Yep.
And then you got to see Kane Brown. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, so I had actually got an invite from a country band called Low Cash. So they asked if we tried to get together last year, but things kept coming up, so we finally got together this year. And they asked if I would like to join them on stage for their last song of the night. I was like, sure. So, they were doing their thing. They told me to hop on, and it was a great time.
That place was sold out too.
It-
I bet
it
there
was
was
full house.
30,000 people there. I mean, it was
Probably.
awesome to see all the lights on the cell phones, going back and forth.
Yeah, it was definitely a great time. We took lots of pictures, got to meet some great fans. So, yeah, I loved it.
Wow. That's just so cool, man.
And Lowcast, they even we actually went backstage with them, so we got some pictures, got to talk with them. And last year, they had sent me one of their shirts, and I had sent them back some of my shirts. I actually wore the shirt that they sent me, and they actually signed the back of it for me. So
I seen that. It's on video.
cool experience.
Yeah. Wow. It's so cool. I mean, it's been amazing, like, following you up until now. I can't wait to see what happens
I know,
throughout this
we're
year.
excited.
We are too, because we've been surprised every time. So we're just looking forward to see where it goes from here.
Yep.
It just keeps climbing. Well, I tell you what, like, it's like a tremendous honor to be talking to you.
You as well, sir.
Me too.
So I appreciate everything you're doing.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
This
Let
ain't
us
the
know
end
when
of
this
this.
comes out too, so we can link.
We'd love to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I plan on taking a lot of bits and pieces of it. But if you don't mind, I would like to just publish the whole thing together as well
Okay. Yeah.
on social media if you would like the whole interview.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me.
that's fine
Yeah.
by
That's
me.
fine. Yeah.
I don't think any of us cussed or anything. I don't think I need
No.
to cut anything out.
No.
So, mom's behaved, so
I
I don't
have.
have to edit anything.
I'm pretty high strung myself, so I think I'm more high strung than them together.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's great, but
That'll be fine.
well, do what?
Yeah, that's fine. Just let us know whenever it comes out. And,
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah.
tag in it and everything. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man, because
We'll do it.
this is just this is amazing. So I'll definitely look at the dates on social, and then I'll look for your website when it pops up. But yeah, this ain't the end of this.
yeah.
I'll be there with cameras and whatnot, and
Okay.
maybe we'll do
That'll be
some
great.
team interviews. But be looking forward to seeing me line dance because I'll try it.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a long time, but
Yeah, give it a
You
shot.
still
It's
got it.
fun.
yeah. Now I don't know about the clogging part and the the ankle bends and all of that.
We'll teach you.
Oh yeah. Yep.
If not, do you guys have a nice hospital and trauma center down there?
We do.
We do. I'll tape you up best I can.
Just in case.
Bring my own splint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think I don't know. I mean, I could talk to you guys forever, but eventually you got to eat. Eventually I got to eat.
That's what I was going to say. Me and my husband are going to run and eat, I think, in a minute. And then we've got a shout out video that we got to do for the baseball game coming up in July. So we got to do a little reel on it.
Okay.
For
Always
Illinois.
something.
I know.
That's a good
yep,
thing.
Yep. Yep.
Well, just thank you, because this is
You're
this
very
is really
welcome.
cool. So
You're welcome.
I appreciate it, and I'll look forward to seeing you in person at one of these events soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if whichever one you're coming to, just give us a text message or
Okay.
email. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just give us a
I'll
heads
let you
up.
know, and I'll be looking forward to it.
All right. That sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, y'all.
You as well. Take care, Kevin.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You
too.
too. Bye bye.